Bienvenidos. Welcome to Mercer on Mission Economic Barriers to Entrepreneurship in Ecuador 2017. Mercer on Mission is a service learning program currently in 11 countries, started in 2007, designed to give Mercer students the opportunity to truly change the world. For the second year, the Stetson School of Business and Economics and a team of students headed by Dr. Antonio Saravia to Zaruma, Ecuador to investigate institutional barriers to entrepreneurship. Students on the trip collaborated across academic departments with engineering, chemistry, public health, and Spanish students to work alongside the residents of the small-scale artisanal gold mining community of Zaruma in the El Oro province. Through their efforts, students not only helped the people of Ecuador, but also earned 6 hours of class credit. Students were selected months ahead of time by faculty members based on what they could contribute to the project, and the teams met to prepare in the weeks leading up to the trip. After a full day of travel to the remote town in Ecuador, the whole team arrived safely and was able to hit the ground running. The economics team had two main projects to work on. The first was a continuation of last year's efforts to survey business owners' opinions of the economic and bureaucratic environment, from coffee farmers to supermarket owners. And the second project was a student research paper sponsored by the BB&T Center for Undergraduate Research in Public Policy and Capitalism. Undergraduate research student Sarah Berry and the rest of the team set out to measure the trustworthiness of various groups in the Zaruma community. Oh look, a waterfall. In the 3 weeks in Zaruma, the economics team was also able to take some time out to enjoy the beauty of Ecuador has to offer, visiting mountains, waterfalls, and even tasting coffee straight from the source. The trip was filled with equal amounts of hard work, service, and fun. We're excited to share our experiences with you.
While in Zaruma, one of our goals was to examine the institutional barriers affecting business owners, meaning we aim to investigate factors such as high startup costs, high levels of regulation, or access to financial capital, and whether these factors are affecting business owners' ability to operate. Our analysis was done through the implementation of oral surveys to local business owners. Initially, we started with business owners along the main road and later moved on to local coffee farmers. At each business, those within were asked if they were the owner. If not, the survey ended. If so, the survey was allowed to continue. The survey was divided into 6 portions: general characteristics, business characteristics, ease of registering new businesses, daily operations, and barriers to expansion. General characteristics ask general information of the owner, while business information contains simple questions such as what type of business is this? Daily operations refers to business functions such as suppliers and contracts. Finally, the barriers to expansion section examines which barriers the owners thought affected their business the most.
In addition to the survey, we also conducted an experiment in the form of a game to measure trust. The game involved the exchange of money between 2 participants. Within each pair was a sender and a receiver, where the sender could send either $0, $1, or $2 to be tripled before making it to the receiver, and where the receiver could either keep or share this amount. The amount sent represents trust, while the decision to keep or share represents trustworthiness. Each participant played in both roles, and partners remained anonymous. The close to 50 participants made up 5 groups: a control group of citizens of Zaruma pulled from the park, a group of farmers from the area, a group of business people, a group of high school students in an IB English program, and a group of Mercer chemistry and engineering students. We also have data on Mercer economics students available for analysis. In addition to the game, we asked simple survey questions to gauge trust to serve as a control for our game.
Now, to conclude the results of the trust game, we conducted this game with 32 adults, with only one of them being completely untrusting, 3.13%. During our very last game is where we observed the one completely untrusting person. We believe that one of the factors may have been that this woman brought her child to play the trust game with her, and this may have been a factor that led her to be slightly more defensive and less trusting. But overall, we found that the city of Zaruma had a large sense of community as well as was just trusting and trustworthy in general. I personally observed this the very first game that we played, where the room consisted of mainly men who worked in the agricultural business. The man that I helped was illiterate, therefore I had to help him translate the papers as well as the game. He only made $10 a week, but since he was both trusting and trustworthy, he won a grand total of $8 a week. Since he was so happy that I helped him earn the $8, he wanted to give me half of his earnings. I clearly said no, and with that, he gave me a big hug in thanks.
To begin with survey results, there were 66 valid surveys of businesses in Zaruma. 50% of the owners were women, and it might be interesting to investigate further if this is connected to mining, as women may be entering more male-dominated roles in the city as the men work in the mines. A majority of those businesses interviewed had only one employee, and close to 75% of business owners reported that they trust the people of Zaruma. This led us to believe that it would be easy to expand businesses, and this was confirmed by about 50% of business owners saying they believed it was easy to expand. Of those that said that they believed it was difficult to expand, spoke about the historical value of Zaruma that made it difficult to physically expand their stores.
We had a great time participating in Mercer on Mission, and I believe we had a productive, enlightening experience in Zaruma. First, our surveys revealed a plethora of information on the economic conditions of Zaruma. We noticed a few reoccurring themes, such as corruption in the government and citizen mistrust in oral agreements.
We also conducted a social experiment with several people from around town. This experiment, or game, was designed to show the levels of trust within the city of Zaruma. The results showed that people of Zaruma trust each other greatly. Their levels of trust were much higher than those of our class when we practiced the experiment. The citizens that we worked with tended to want to help their neighbors before themselves.
Additionally, we interviewed a number of coffee farmers. Zaruma is home to several coffee variations, but they struggle to mass produce the crop due to the rugged terrain.
We presented all of our data to the local government on our final day in Zaruma. We hope that the mayor will use our findings to help improve his city.
Moving forward, we believe that if corruption is addressed, small businesses will finally have the ability to flourish. The additional capital generated by local businesses, combined with the implementation of mercury capture devices, would provide a safer and more profitable environment for the gold mining industry.
While many people believe that economics only focuses on the bottom line for businesses, we think that economics benefits society as a whole. If businesses in Zaruma profit, they will be able to provide cheaper, better products to the local citizens. As Russell Roberts said, there's an invisible heart at the core of the marketplace, serving the customer and doing it joyously.
Thank you.